Well, hello, Joe.
Hello, Sonia. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm
Given
doing.
given the situation, I'm doing pretty good.
Yes, I'm doing great myself.
Yeah. Well, it's an interesting situation. You and I actually, we should tell our audience that we got together to do this first show back in fall of 2019. And since then, we've been creating a few more shows so that we could post them on a regular basis. But given what's going on in the world pandemic that we're experiencing,
Hmm.
we felt we needed to kind of reintroduce the show and talk about it in light of what's happening.
Exactly. And we also, renamed it too because it was something else before. So Women Creating Wealth Together is what we came up with because our motto really is going beyond the status quo, right?
Right.
So I don't
Yeah.
remember the exact talk. Yeah, going beyond the
Yeah.
status
Yeah.
quo
Well,
for
we're
women to
energizing women to challenge the
challenge the
status
status.
quo.
Thank you,
And
Sonia. I don't know why that's not stuck in
yeah,
my brain.
it'll work. So it's different wording, but it all makes sense. But the
Right.
important point is that I stat we're not at status quo right now, and this is the kind of stuff that people need to think about and prepare for. And so that's why we're here. That's why we created this show, and so that we could share and encourage each other to be prepared for situations like this.
Exactly. And there's so much information in the news, but really
Oh,
the thing is we're bringing this to you to help you see that there is more out there and that even though pandemics happen
mhm.
and things happen in our lives, we can still overcome it and we can still be prepared for tomorrow. So that's another reason
Absolutely.
why we brought this show about. And when Sonia and I met, which was September of 2019, which I also have a live radio show that Sonia was just on, but I told her
Yes.
that weekend that I met her, I knew there was something more that I was supposed to be doing. And that weekend and I'll explain when I get a little bit further into this, but I'm widowed. And that weekend was my husband and I's wedding anniversary. And him and
Mm,
I are the ones that started real estate investing together. So as we get into it, you learn more about me, you learn more about Sonia, but it's
hmm.
just so fascinating how things can come together when you least
Yeah.
expect it.
Yeah,
So,
and at times like this is so important because it gives me energy to get through the day, get through the week, the month, and not be paralyzed in the fear that's gripping all of us right now because we are so uncertain as to what's going to happen. Things are moving so rapidly. I know that there's going to be a big, huge business challenges, real estate investment challenges,
mhm,
and it gives me comfort to know that, okay, we're here. Let's put our heads together, talk about this and
yep,
give each other courage. And then that gives me a good foundation to face tomorrow.
that's right.
Yeah. So
Absolutely.
thank you, Joe, for your friendship. We share a lot and
We do.
we need to keep connected.
Absolutely. And I thank you too, because I'm telling you at this event that we were at, which is Secrets of Successful Syndication with the Real Estate Guys Radio,
Hmm.
Tony was called up on stage and I thought, she is a little dynamite.
Oh,
She's just phenomenal. And then you came and sat with me and or Heather and I at lunch,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
we hit it off, and we knew we were supposed to work together. So I am so
Yeah.
grateful to you and just
Oh.
that event.
Well, I'm so grateful for meeting you. I mean, you wrote a book, which we'll talk about a little bit. You've been through so much and you're so courageous. You have your podcast, which I'm sure a lot of people enjoy. I enjoy it. I've been on it as a guest,
Mhm.
and your energy is amazing. Your positivity and optimism is so inspiring. So I feel so privileged to be your friend, your colleague,
Aw,
and your co-host to do the
that's
show
right.
together for other people.
Well, we're excited, aren't we, Sonia? And we are going to
Yes,
go
yes,
after this, and we're going to
yes,
help you get better. Well, help you create more wealth together. Help all of us create more wealth together. That's what this
yeah,
is all
and
about.
yes, and feel that basic foundation, and know that we can make a difference. Know that you can make a difference. You don't
Absolutely. And
have to accept the status quo. That is our whole mission
exactly.
statement. Yes,
Exactly. We don't, as women, we do not have to accept the status quo.
that's
And
right.
that's been a lifelong passion of mine.
Okay, so let's do a little bit of introduction and talk about who we are, Joe. Do you want to talk about all the great achievements you've had and what you've been doing.
Well, thank you, Sonia. I've been kind of busy.
Yes.
I started real estate investing in 2004, and that's when my late husband was alive. And we did that for about 3-4 years. We attained quite a few single family properties, but then he passed away, unfortunately, in 2010.
Yeah.
But since then, I went on to write a book, and it's called Go For It, A Woman's Guide to Perseverance. I'm also, kind of call myself a serial entrepreneur. I've had retail shops, I've had network marketing companies, and I've had a very successful virtual assistant business, and now I'm coaching, which is absolutely wonderful. And this is why we're getting into this, because Sonia and I both love helping women succeed, challenge that status quo. So my book became an Amazon bestseller, but I'm so passionate about helping women succeed, especially financially, and getting their financial freedom all through real estate investing. So that's another thing I love doing. And I have my international live radio show also called Go For It. And then I have one adult son. He's Cody, and we'll see the pictures of him here shortly. And then his beautiful wife, Jill. And then I have my 2 fur babies, Dakota and Ellie Mae. So that's
I love how you call them fur babies.
Yeah, they're my babies. They can be kind of pistols sometimes, but they're fun. So yeah, that's what I've been up to.
It's amazing, everything you've done. You've done politics, been a writer, and then here's your book, which I, of course, as you know, I love your book. It was very courageous of you to write this, and I recommend everybody to read it because it's great story of achievement and perseverance.
Well, thank you. I forgot. I sat 8 years on my city council, and I ended my tenure there as vice president. And also at the beginning, 2 months before I got on city council, I also went back and got my master's degree. It's just something that I'd always wanted for my life. And I thought, if I'm going to do it, I better do it then. Because the older you get, the little bit harder it is. But it really was a beautiful thing when I finally got that diploma. And then also sitting on city council, because sitting on city council gets you into that economic development, and what's going on in your local city, but also the cities around you and the states even around you. So it gets you more put into the real estate market than I ever thought would ever be possible. So that actually worked to my advantage involved in real estate. Now, this is my book. My son came to me about 2013. My husband passed away in 2010, and then my son went off to college. In about 2013, he came to me and said, Mom, we should write a book together about our experience with Jim, which was my late husband and Cody's stepdad. And I kind of hesitated, but I'm like, sure, why not? And, the thing I thought of right after Jim died, I thought if I could help one person, and Jim was a veteran. So I thought if I could even help one veteran and one veteran's family, maybe a late spouse or a spouse,
Absolutely.
So that's what really got me prompted to write the book. And blessings, for sure.
How long did it take you to write this book?
It took me a year and a half.
Oh, yeah.
It was such a personal story. And thankfully, way back in like 2011, 2012, I kind of did some energy work with my massage therapist. And she said, Joe, you really should be journaling, because there were so many things up here that I didn't think I ever wanted to be out on paper.
Yeah.
But really, once I did it, I just knew that it was like a freeing feeling. And I can't even begin to tell you how freeing it was.
Yeah, I think journaling, the power is so strange and incredible. I think it has to do with expression of things we feel and experience. And I think I have a sense of what you mean about it being cleansing and therapeutic for you. So again, congratulations. And I admire you so much for writing this book.
Well, thank you. It really was. I remember when my publisher came and said, now you have to put it out on social media. I'm like, whoa, wait, no, not going to happen. I'm not doing this. That is not the reason why I wrote this book. And I was almost embarrassed, but I'm like, you know what? You wrote it. You took the time to write it. I'll just put it out there. And
share it.
That's
of
really,
course.
Yeah. And then from there came speaking engagements too. So this is me sitting on city council. All happy-go-lucky. It's a good thing we always have that water in front of us, because there's a lot of talking that needs to be done. And there I am on my radio show, And Sonia was on my show here just a couple weeks ago,
Yeah,
and it
that
was
was
just
fun.
fantastic. She's just so phenomenal. And then those are my girls. That's Ellie Mae here at the front, and then Dakota at the back. So this is my son, my beautiful son Cody, and his beautiful bride Jill, and my mom Dolores, and then me. So
Oh,
that
lovely.
was at their wedding. They got married June 1st, 2019. So that was fun. And then this
Mhm.
is one of the properties that I bought. I bought this property in 2014. This was the mini storage I owned, and it is a 32 unit mini storage,
Mhm.
and it was really interesting to own a mini storage, especially as a single female owning it, not really knowing anything about construction. So thankfully, I had a lot of great help and
Mhm.
great experience from other people to help me along the way.
Hmm.
And then this is a 4 acre lot that I bought. It was treed, as you can see back here, and then on the side over here. And it was a really nice piece of property. I was going to build a house on it and put up a shed, and it's out in the country quite a ways because at
Mhm.
one time I thought it'd be annexed in, but it was just too far out in the country. And
Mm.
so I did end up selling that, and now, as they say, go west, young man, but I'm actually going south, woman, south, young woman. I I have a love of palm trees, and
Oh.
yeah, I love palm trees. So my next investments, and I've already syndicated into an investment in Florida, and
Mm.
I've already got some agricultural land in the south, and then I'm looking at other properties in the south. So that
Oh, that's
really is.
interesting.
I have a vacation rental. I have some other land, but that really is the scope of all of my investing, and it's really been absolutely wonderful.
Well, wonderful. There's such a variety of different types you've done. I think your life is very rich for all the things you've experienced and different duties you've taken on.
Well, thank you. I'm kind of those one that like to tiptoe into different things.
Yeah.
Then once I find something I really love, I just stick with it. And the real estate investing, I've done mostly land and vacation rentals,
Mm-hmm.
but the mini storage was great too. I really enjoyed having that. Now I sold that property and I've invested that into, like I said, syndicated event down in Florida. So it is nice to have that passive income coming in without having to do all the work.
Okay. Well, so that we everybody understands what you mean by syndicated event, you are a partial owner on a piece of property that grows palm trees. Did I guess that right?
Yes, yes,
Okay. All right.
yes, yes. Grows palm trees, and yeah. So it's just really good to be able to, yeah, because we don't want to leave any person left behind. So taking the money that I've accrued from a sale of a property and put
Mm-hmm.
it into a different property that
Well,
brings me in
awesome.
money every month. So
Awesome.
yes, yes, I'm very excited.
Palm tree growing. That's a new one. But there's
Uh-huh.
yes, you can get into lots of different interesting business by investing in real estate. That's for sure.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
And then we get
And then here's me.
you.
I look much better in that picture than I do now.
Oh,
I've been in
you look great
since
now.
since we've been doing in shelter in place. I'm like, well, why bother putting on makeup, do my hair? But anyway, that's sometimes I look like that.
I
Not
think you look
today.
fantastic.
Well, thank you. I was a former corporate tax lawyer. I
Oh, I
wasn't a
have a
very
question.
good lawyer.
Are you still a tax lawyer?
I'm licensed to practice law in
Okay.
In California, yes, but
Okay.
I wouldn't exactly put myself out there to practice law. I'm comfortable reading contracts and things like that, but I do rely on other lawyers for their more of an expertise advice. But
Okay.
I can deal with the lingo, so
Sure.
I consider that an advantage when I'm doing my real estate deals.
Mhm.
I went into real estate because mostly I had a child, my daughter who's 18 now, and I felt that I'm going back to law practice, doing corporate lawyer with a big five accounting firm, which was what I was doing at the time. It was a lot of hours for something I didn't absolutely love, and I wasn't that great at it anyway. So it just wasn't worth it. So I decided I'm gonna get into real estate. So I bought a house to rehab, aka flip, which at the time wasn't that well-known concept. In fact, I don't even think the concept flipping was out there. But that was
Mhm.
my first baby project. I did that, made a little money, and then kind of went on to develop new construction custom homes until 2008 hit, and all the construction and housing market just disappeared.
Mm-hmm.
But the banks were willing to lend on income properties like multifamily, where
Oh.
there's cash flow. And
Mhm.
so, okay, I was like, I'll try that. So I went into that and learned the beauty of cash flowing income properties. And from that point on, I went to acquire more properties, also tried different kinds of asset classes like RV parks or commercial properties, more the office buildings or retails. And then I found real estate investments so that other people can invest with me. And together we could acquire bigger properties, which has far less risk and far more financial reward. So that's my last 18 years or so in a 30-second synapse.
Well, and I totally forgot to say that I've been investing in real estate since 2004. So.
Oh, yes. There you go. Because you were doing so much. You forgot to mention that little
I know.
thing.
I forgot to mention the reason we're doing the show
Yeah,
is because
oh, yeah. That little thing called real estate investment.
That's just one of those things. So anyway, go ahead, Sonia.
And I did acquire some children along the way, too.
It's nice when
There's
you
a lot
acquire
of them
in.
Yeah. Yes, I did have to painfully give birth to 2 of them, but I acquired the other 2 via my current husband, who's right there. And those are my 4 teenage kids who are home because school shut down, but they've been really good. They've been really helpful, and we've all been very cooperative and enjoying each other's company. So I'm very lucky.
Good.
By the way, my husband is also a real estate attorney, and he joined Leeward REI for the full time couple of years ago. And so we're doing this together now too.
Yay, that is so phenomenal.
I enjoy hiking. Just want to throw that in there. My friends and I, it's one of the favorite pastime. This is one of our properties. It's a student housing. Those are my employees who I adore. They make my life so much easier. This is in Northern California, and these are some of the other properties that we've acquired. This is a picture from me doing due diligence on one of the projects. We were in Indiana looking at a project in Fort Wayne. We met with this economic development person. So we do a lot of fun things when we do due diligence, and you meet a lot of interesting people along the way too. So I find that part really gratifying. All right, back to why are we doing this? Well, we talked about it. And again, I think both Joy and I consider ourselves the passionista when it comes to, hey, make a change in your life. If you don't like it, do something about it. But it's very daunting and scary. So I know that when I started out in real estate, it was really difficult to find somebody else I could bounce things off of or get some information. Doing construction was really scary. So now that I feel there's a lot more women in the industry, especially, that I found that I thought something like this where people can come to us and listen to us and then just have a conversation about things, or, hey, ask a question or two and see if anybody could provide you with some information would be very helpful.
Well, and I applaud you for getting into the development. I mean, when not a lot of women were doing that then, that is rock star in my book.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I am a little bit proud of that. I used to show up at job sites kind of pretending I knew what I was doing, but I really didn't. But then, I told myself, hey, you know what? It's not rocket science. I mean, it's construction, right? If I bought a book, actually my brother-in-law gave me a book, and it kind of showed me what things are supposed to happen. I'm like, okay, I think I could get this. So I just had to have the courage to tell the big bad boys who are construction workers and contractors, say, well, maybe that's how you've done it, but I want to do it a little differently, or something like that, So that took a lot of courage, and it was challenging, but I'm really glad I went through that process, because now I feel like I can do almost anything.
Well, absolutely, because, and then I think, like we talked about on the other show, is being female and, designing a house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, how many times you walk in the house going, totally, a woman should have designed this house,
Yes,
So
exactly.
I think that is great that you have the courage. You had the courage to do that, and you had the courage to put things where you wanted in those houses.
Yeah, and that made it a lot rewarding because we know how families work. We know
Yeah.
where the space is needed. Yeah, like storage before a decorative nook. Yeah,
Mhm.
right.
Mhm.
We know.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I felt as a woman I could build a better product, and so it was very gratifying. I
Very
do think there's a lot of risk in development though. And so it's something that I've learned over the years. And again, this is the kind of stuff that I would like to share with people who aspire to do the things that I've done or Joe's done. So we could share our experience and knowledge. And, you can, hopefully people can make less mistakes, but learn just as much.
Yeah, absolutely. So why are we doing this? Well,
Yep.
because we want to help you. And even though I didn't really say too much about what I've been doing, but I've owned commercial property. I love land. Land is like my go-to. And I have agricultural land, I have regular land, I have lots, and I have commercial. I think I said that, mini storage, and then also vacation rental property. So
Yeah, having land is very courageous, Joe. That's something that's a little bit higher risk than saying something that's already built and renting it out or rehabbing. So kudos to you, but you also have a lots of potential for financial reward in acquiring land and
yes,
and investing in that. So we'd love to hear about it in our future shows.
absolutely, absolutely, and I am willing to share.
Yes, we're both very willing to share. And
Absolutely.
that's our plan, to share, share, share. We're
Mhm.
gonna teach what we know to each other, to all of you. We're gonna learn from you guys. We're gonna share resources. We have a lot of colleagues and guests that we would love to bring on the show,
Mhm.
right? We have lots of courageous women who've done various things that we would love to bring on and share their stories.
Absolutely.
And of course, we're always having a good time sharing stories and laughing, Joe and I, so we want to
Yes.
share that too.
Because when life happens, you want to also be able to laugh at things, and you
Right.
want to be able to laugh through it, but also work through it at the same time. And
Yeah.
that's how, we get through our issues. And especially now with this coronavirus thing going on, we
Yeah.
just have to, what I tell people is you just take a day at a time, an hour at a time, and a minute at a time. And
Yeah.
then, you know what? Be good to yourself. So,
Well, I want to ask you, since you have a lot of experience in this, sometimes I kind of wish I didn't know all the ramifications or potentials of downfall in the economy and what
Mhm.
potential that brings us.
Mhm.
That term ignorance is bliss. And to some degree, I think a lot of women want to believe in that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what do you think of that?
I think, yes, ignorance is bliss to a certain
To a degree.
perspective,
Mhm.
but as real estate investors, we're always going to be worried. But depending on what your circumstances are, and I will tell you that I just talked to a commercial lender, and he just said today, look, if you've got equity, maybe go get that out so you have that cash on hand
Right.
for
Mhm.
future projects, or just to have on hand right now.
Oh,
So,
yeah. Yeah.
start using your lazy equity
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I guess.
stability.
Yeah, I guess if you are putting your head in the sand and say la la la, I don't want to hear anything, you're also going to forego a great opportunity, which
Mhm.
is definitely coming our way.
Definitely coming, and you want to be prepared for it. Because what
Yes.
we learned from 2008, 2009 is, even though the crash was happening, there was so much more to be had. And,
Yes.
I remember I was looking at a house in Phoenix, Arizona for 90,000, 95,000. And I'm like, oh, why didn't I get it? So never
Exactly.
know.
Yeah. I there were definitely some great opportunities back then, and I also have some stuff that I didn't push the button on that I regret.
Mhm.
And so there's definitely good opportunities. It's going to be scary too, but I love Warren Buffett's quote, be scared when others are greedy,
Yes.
be greedy when
And
others are
scared.
or maybe fear is the right word, but
Yep.
you
Yep.
get the drift.
Yep.
So
I love
yeah,
I love his
we're
quotes.
gonna be, I know,
And he only lives 3 hours from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's down in Omaha, Nebraska.
Maybe you can get some osmosis in knowledge and
like bring it up north, Warren. Bring it up north.
I love gaining wisdom from people like him and other people who have had lots of experience and have lots of in-depth knowledge about things.
Absolutely. So. And, you know, especially women. And I read so many business books by women, but also men too, because I love learning from both. And it's so great because we have totally different perspectives sometimes than men do. And men can be like spot on. Just realize it. You know, us women kind of like, we like to ponder things. We like to think about them. Whereas men like, just do it.
Yeah. And we're like, this doesn't feel right. This doesn't feel good. Men tend to be very, strategic and practical too. So, I mean, I think I'm a practical person, but I know that when it comes to discussing certain things with men, they tend to be a lot more factual. And I think we as women bring a great benefit to all the discussions because we have that emotion, intelligence that we bring to the table.
Yeah, I do too.
Men have lots of things to contribute also. So they're less cloudy with their emotions maybe sometimes.
Yeah,
because they're so matter of fact about it. So it's all good.
It's all good. That's what I always say. It's all good.
Yeah. So we're going to bring everybody more shows, and we're going to have a lot more content. This was just an introduction of Joe and I and talking about why we are doing this together. www.womencreatingwealthtogether.com. That's our website, and we will post our shows as well as on Facebook and YouTube, right?
Yep, that's right. So we have a business page on Facebook, and it's called Women Creating Wealth Together. And if we get enough interest, which I'll probably do, is start a group as well.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, so Women Creating Wealth Together, and then we will go ahead and once those pages get updated, we'll go ahead and put that on here. But then follow us on social media, and definitely YouTube, because all these videos will be there. And watch for the future, and we'll eventually bring this out that we're going to do a conference together. I know not right now, but in the future. 9 to 12 months maybe. And
so, hopefully sooner.
Well, hopefully sooner. I'm just trying to be, but trying to bring that conference together so we can really learn from each other. And because we certainly don't know everything by any means, and that's why we're going to bring on great guest experts to share their knowledge and also to bring us all together to share knowledge.
And on a parting note, I want to share something, not just Warren Buffett, but something I heard from George Ross, who is actually a legal advisor of 45 years to Donald Trump. I mean, personally, Donald Trump is not my favorite person, to say the least, but it was an advisor to him for over 45 years to great success. And he's over 90 and
he's
just
over 90. I know.
Oh, it's so shocking.
Yeah, so, and he is sharp as a tack. I mean, he is
so sharp. So sharp.
I love listening to him.
Yeah. So were you on that call yesterday?
No, but I'll listen to the recording today.
Okay. So he said yesterday that he wishes he was 20 years younger because he thinks there's just going to be amazing opportunities to acquire properties in the near future.
Good.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Be ready. All right.
Let's do it.
Okay, well, we're going to be ready. We're going to talk a lot more. I'm so excited to be doing this, especially with my good friend Joe. And I hope everybody, I hope everybody gets something out of this because our whole motivation is to share with everybody.
Absolutely. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Thank you. Yeah,
bye-bye.
We'll talk again soon. Bye.